Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Hey guys, sorry. I think everything is restarting.
Okay.
Did we lose Vivian?
Yeah. Sorry, Viv. Well, we're on the air.
We are.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we're here.
Hi,
Vivian
guys.
will be back.
Yeah, we have a guest star since Mickie is still laid up a little bit.
There
There
we
she
go.
is. Hey, Viv. Yeah, today we're
Welcome
talking
to
about
our show,
outdoor
guys.
adventure.
Yes.
So we can go around real fast and introduce ourselves again. But first, Sean, can you put up our sponsors for all of our Live to Roll podcasts? There they are. A
Woo!
quick shout out and a big thank you to mobility professionals and urology professionals. They are our friends, Don Woods,
Yay.
Monica, Dean. They have been serving our community for a long time. They know their stuff and they give to our community right, left, and center. So if you need anything in
Absolutely.
DME or in urological supplies, give them a call. They're wonderful people, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah, the best. We love them.
Well, real quick, I'm Julienne, T12 para from transverse myelitis, and my buddies and I here have been really having fun doing this podcast for Live to Roll the first Thursday of every month at 3:30. So, Ellen, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Ellen Stohl, C5678T1, incomplete quadriplegic. What else do I from a spinal cord injury, car accident 42 years ago.
You're an overachiever.
Yeah. Hi,
I like
guys.
to break them all.
I'm Michele Altamirano. I have a C6-7 spine injury. This year was 36 years, and I'm glad to be here.
Wow.
All right.
Congratulations. And Viv, introduce yourself.
I'm Viv. I'm an paraplegic, spinal surgery. I also have spinal bifida and caudal regression syndrome.
Okay.
Another overachiever.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yay. So, because we have so much experience here in front of you today, we thought we would share the tips and tricks that we have found for getting out and doing stuff, getting out of your house and connecting with other people with disabilities and just having fun out there in the world. Sean, we sent pictures in to Sean, so Sean's got some pictures of our adventures. So, who wants to start?
I'll start with just kind of the first tips and tricks that we need to know. Like everything we do, we have to plan ahead, and we have to give ourselves to get there to do it. Key with everything, do your research. Make sure you check out where you're going, where you're staying, what the terrain is like, blah, blah, blah. Is it accessible? And that question is open for interpretation. Because just because there's a ramp, it doesn't
Somebody
issues.
froze. Are you here?
Oh,
Well, we're having technical difficulties.
okay.
Everything's frozen for me.
I have movement on my end.
I
So
don't think
I
it's
don't know
me.
how much you heard. Now we're all frozen.
Are you back? Are we here?
Do we continue? I think
Is
so.
it me?
A little
I just
delayed.
shut everything off. I'm connected.
Okay. Is it still frozen, or you're just not even seeing anything? Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. We're trying to figure out the problem here. Give us a moment.
I'm back.
Okay, great.
Me, or I guess it was me. I didn't know if it was the whole site or just me.
All right. Okay. And we keep losing
Again.
Vivian, but I'm sure she'll pop back in.
Yeah, so your homework, I would say absolutely agree with that. Homework is so essential. I would also say travel with people who know you.
Exactly.
That can be assistance if you need it, and that you're comfortable with asking. Because if you travel with folks that are new to it or don't know, it makes it even harder when you come across any obstacles or challenges, which even in
Well,
the
thanks,
most
Erica. I can't see or hear anything. So
yeah, it was
let me
frozen,
know if you can
Erica.
hear
Thank
me.
you. Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now? Can we get
I
that
can hear
commercial
you.
job? Okay, but can Erica hear us? Fernandez? Anybody? The folks out there? Anybody in the
In the chat?
any of our guests? Can you hear us?
Okay.
I can hear that. Yes, we hear you guys. Thank you, Leah, for responding.
Great.
Yeah.
I spelled your name wrong when I emailed Sean. Sorry about that. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
It
so
should
you
be
can hear
working.
me. Everything's
Hey,
frozen and I can't hear anybody.
you can't hear us now? We can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, thank you, Erica. You can see and hear us now. Thank you. We're so excited.
Great.
But now, Julia can't hear us.
We can see
It's
you
very, we can see you and we can hear you.
Can you hear the
and
other
hear
girls?
you.
Yeah, we hear everybody. All right, let's talk about vacations. Does Julianne, do you hear us? Okay, everybody out there,
I don't think so.
Graciela, Donna, Ezra,
Well,
Erica,
I don't know
they
how to
can
do
hear
this
us.
because I don't know if I'm talking over Viv and Michelle and Ellen or not. Can you guys put something in the
I don't
chat?
know.
I was connected like that whole time.
I can hear Viv.
Oh wait. Oh, we're back. I'm back.
Yeah.
We're back. It's just a
Okay.
bad connection today, folks. So, just like you can have these kind of glitches on your vacations, and you just got to be patient.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Are you with us, Julianne? She appears not to be.
Well, then, I guess
Okay.
I will talk. And if I'm over talking, the other girls tell me to shut up, please. What I wanted to share was there's a nonprofit called All Wheels Up. And for years, they have been fighting to get accessibility to air travel. And they have just come out with a little business card that has a QR code on the back that has our Bill of Rights. Okay. Thanks, Erica. I'll log off and log back in again, and if I can, and then I'll tell you more about All Wheels Up.
All right. Okay. Did you want to continue, Ellen, with your tips?
I mean, I was just saying, I have been in the chair for 42 years and traveled quite extensively around the world, sometimes on my own. Again, when you're younger and flexible
Yeah.
and strong, it's easier. As you
Yeah.
age with your impairment, it's harder. I think one of the best things you can pack, if you can fit it, is a solid raised toilet seat, portable little raised toilet seat. Because for me, getting to the bathroom is the most important thing. So I put it in a little bag and carry it with me. Because even on cruise ships and the accessible rooms, they're just not high enough for it to be easy and comfortable. And yeah, they take up some suitcase space, but if you put just your impairment related stuff in a suitcase, it doesn't count and they can't charge you for it. So you
No.
can't have extra clothes in there, But if you have incontinence care or any other devices, you can stick them in that suitcase and it doesn't count towards your baggage. And it's just worth getting used to carrying it. I actually just have a bag that it fits nice into and hang it on the back of my chair if I'm traveling. I keep it in my car when I go to even hotels, because some ADA toilets, the heights vary, right? They're not, and even then, the ADA height, if you're a wheelchair user, is not the same height as a wheelchair. I don't know who decided. Again, I've said this before. Who picked that goddamn height? It does not work. And Bobby will say the height of my toilet, because I have the toilet is way too high. But I mean, I like the easy transfer, because when you got to go, you got to go. And when you're traveling, that can be the most important thing, I think, is, access to a bathroom. That is one reason I like cruises and stuff, because you always have your bathroom in your room with you. So I think cruises are fun.
Speaking of cruises, I know that on most cruise ships, they offer excursions once you get to your destination. You really have to double check whether they are accessible. Sometimes they say they are, but they might not quite be to your needs. One thing that I've learned, and I mean, I don't travel a lot extensively or whatever, but when I've been in situations where it's just me and my husband and we need help, that people are usually, very kind and willing to help. I've been carried up a flight of like 15 stairs to get onto a mini yacht. I've, all the things, been bumped off, places and bounced on airplane ramps when there isn't a jetway and all of that. And you have to be adventurous. You have to be flexible. You have to roll with it, because it's not always accessible and it's not always as planned. So you have to be able
the weather can change things too.
Yeah. And you don't want one little hiccup to ruin your whole trip, your outing and all of that. So, something happens, you deal with it and you move on and you continue to have a good time. And especially when you're in the outdoors, many things are very unpredictable out there. Terrain is a biggie when you're a wheelchair user, especially if it's drizzling and you've got a ramp that is like maybe 10 feet long, but the incline is about 6 feet.
Does anybody here use a power chair when they travel? Because I never have. I use power assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have the smart drive, and that's about it.
Me too. Sean was recommending to have a freewheel with you, especially if you're going to Europe, cobblestones, to lift the front of your chair and get those front casters off the cobblestones, which seems like, especially since we can put it in a separate suitcase and have it be a free mobility device. I think I'll start doing that. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I wish I had the free will when I was over in Greece. And just think, you can get your free will and your toilet seat into one suitcase and you're set. And I mean, it seems like it's a bulky thing to carry around, but really it will fit in a bag and hang off the back of your chair. Nobody needs to know it's a toilet seat, but nobody has invented a portable one. I will just tell you that, but they're not that huge. They hang right on the back of your chair and so worth it. Even when you're out in public, you can pop it on, have some clean wipes with you. So you wipe it off after each use, little disinfectant wipes that you keep under your chair. Mickie had to be carried on a bus when the driver didn't know the operator of the lift. I have actually been carried off the plane by the pilot twice. So once in my younger day, because the aisle chair didn't come and they wanted to get off. And so the pilots have they're like, we'll just carry you off. And I was actually surprised that happened. He was helping me transfer and doing all the stuff to get in and out of my seat on a recent flight. Like, I know when I was young, people were more likely like, 112 pounds soaking wet, we'll just throw you off. But, now I'm 135 pounds and older and don't always have that appeal, but the pilot still was willing to. Well,
or you sit in the plane for an hour.
Yeah, or you
until they
well,
find
they
a
can't load
chair.
the next people until you're off, and if those people, ground crew people, aren't there, and they're getting
Yeah,
ready for the next flight, they want you off. And I think people,
absolutely.
especially in other countries, are so willing to help you.
Yeah,
Not as worried about being sued like people in America. Here, people are like,
absolutely.
"Oh, yeah."
Yeah,
But even then, you find the people. I mean, I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to sue you, even if you drop me. I'm not going to sue you.
right.
You know, I'm, I'll give you that disclaimer right now. Um, yeah, the freewheel is really great. Leah says that Sean has had it, and my daughter has pointed out to me the power assist is great too. I mean, having my power assist, I can go over grass. I can go over, not sand. Sand is the one thing I can't go over. But when you're
Yeah,
traveling, cobblestone streets, dirt, things, the pavement ends, and you want to keep going, I think
yeah,
that's really important. My other advice, though, is if you can go with an organization that knows disability that's
absolutely.
organizing the trip, like especially for major outdoor adventures, skiing, camping, whatever, I think it is so important because they've really done their research and they know their stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think that is really important. Vivian, what
Shout
about you?
out
Where have you
to
traveled?
Actually, traveled too much since I've been in my chair. Um, I've only been in my chair for 8 years. Actually, I just did my longest trip last month, and I was gone for about a week. And we just drove up to Monterey and Pleasanton and San Jose. We were in that area for my cousin's wedding. I had a lot of accessibility issues with the bathroom. I didn't fit, and because they had booked someone in the accessible room that we had requested.
oh,
Um,
nice.
and so then they were like, "Oh, we can't give it to you." And then eventually, once I rolled in, and I was there, the guy's like, "Oh, let me check if this person's checking out at any point while you're
Mm,
gonna be here," kind of thing. So that was my chair couldn't fit in the regular room, like the regular bathroom, like it was just too narrow of a doorway. Other than that, I will bring my smart drive, but since I've gotten my new chair, I actually haven't needed it as much. But generally, I'm in concrete areas. I'm not generally in the grass or on trails or different things like that. I haven't done that too much yet, but I'm hoping to do that soon.
great. Now,
The other
have you
person,
participated in any organized outdoor adventures?
I've done the adaptive sports, but I haven't done a hiking kind of thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Sean is saying that
Okay.
with the freewheel and a power assist system is really awesome, and I would agree with that. I have the Yamaha power assist, and so it's in my wheels, like the eMotion and the other power
Mm-hmm.
assist programs. And when you have that power assist and you got those front wheels off the ground with the freewheel, man, you can go over grass and hiking. And I just did
Yeah,
Yosemite last year with my family, and I was able
nice.
to go up, and they have the trails, but I was able to get up further on the trails because of my power assist. And if I'd had
Great.
the freewheel, like my daughter keeps telling me I have to get, I would have definitely made it further
On
into places. And it's so nice. I would say, Vivian, El Capitan Beach outside of Santa Barbara, they have some nice trails, and they have a little wheelchair accessible trail that goes through a little, I mean, it's really short, but it is accessible, and it would give you an idea of what hiking is like without feeling like you're
yeah,
stuck in a big, like, oh my God, I'm never getting out.
yeah,
Which is scary because they
also
also
every
have
year
the
the city of
Okay,
concrete
good to
ramp
know.
that
Sacramento.
goes all the way down
There
along
you go
the
again.
ocean as well.
Oop,
Nope, I think
Oh,
we're
we're
going.
frozen. Yeah.
I will
Oops.
give it a minute. Is it me?
All right.
Is everybody?
No, it's everybody. If you've just joined us, please bear with us. We're having some
I'm back. Julianne's out. Are you back? All right. It was an airdrop to the laptop. It's all right. Um, if our peoples are still out there, let us know. There's 7 of you out there. Hey, hello, Allie. Thanks for coming in.
Hi,
We're living. We're living the glitches you get with a vacation. So, if y'all just continue to be patient with us, this is training for your next travel trip adventure, so that when the
absolutely.
there. You just hold on. It'll be back. We'll get on track. That is just how life works.
Absolutely.
Being patient, and we appreciate you still staying with us. So don't drop out. If we drop out, it's an airdrop, and we'll be back in.
Yes.
But I mean, you'll have those experiences. I was just telling Vivian, I think El Capitan, it was one of the first places I went camping. I didn't start really camping until
Yeah.
COVID, and then we started doing a lot of camping. At first, I camped in my car. I will say that if you can sleep in your car, like I have a ramp into my car, so that was really.
Yeah.
Hey, Allie is very patient. I am not, so I'm glad somebody out there. I lose my patience constantly.
Yeah.
But now I have a Euro, and so I don't know if we'll get pictures up or not because we might airdrop do it, so we might want to avoid. But we use a portable ramp to go into our Eurovan. It's the camper, so the bed is the exact height of my chair, and so we do a
Nice.
portable ramp to get me up into the Eurovan, and then once
Yeah.
I'm in, I can turn around in my chair and I can get on the bed and I sleep on the bottom part, and then my daughter and her partner sleep in the pop-up part. It's usually just the three of us.
Yeah.
So it's nice because I can transfer in and out of my chair independently in the van, and I can also transfer from my chair to the driver's seat because it turns all the way around, and I drive it with portable hand controls. So that has made a huge difference because I'm actually sleeping on a mattress. If I do have to get up, I can't get out of the van by myself because the ramp is really steep, but I can at least get out of the bed if I feel like I'm going to have an accident. But, also always bring extra stuff, pads to sleep on, so that if there is an accident, I'm not messing up the whole sheet. I mean, you have to be prepared. You have to prepare for
Absolutely.
I carry extra clothes in my chair, an extra cushion cover, because God knows when your body decides to betray you on a trip. And always on a trip, it will decide to betray you because you're eating different stuff and you're, not there. So, I mean, I think the thing after 42 years I've learned is just be prepared for anything. And,
Absolutely.
Bobby Rohan
Hold up. How
Go
do you
ahead.
hold all the stuff on your chair? Because my chair is a lot smaller now, so there's a lot less room for storage and things. So I'm just curious, how do you hold different?
So I have
items
the
on your
net
chair?
underneath. I was just going to say, Bobby Rohan tells me I look like I could live out of my chair and gives me crap constantly because it is a mom chair. So I have the netting underneath. And that can hold a lot, trust me. So it can you can shove so much crap. And then I put a backpack on the back if I need to go somewhere and hang the backpack. I've got the little bag that hangs behind your legs. It holds extra stuff. And then the other trick I've learned is in my seat cushion cover, I put extra pads and underwear in the bottom of it. And it squashes them down, but then it's always with me. So I actually put a little catheters in there, and I put extra pads and extra underwear in there just because, and I can just grab it because when I go to the bathroom, I transfer and it's there. If I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to put extra protective stuff somewhere else. So
I wouldn't worry about
I got a cup holder on my chair. I got a wallet hanging off one. I look like a bag lady. I look like a bag lady in my chair because there's so much stuff hanging off of it. But I have it if I need it. And that's, the thing that I've learned is I'd rather have too much stuff than find myself without the things
suggested
I need.
answer when I started typing that.
Well, to me, the idea of camping
Especially with older
sounds great.
versions or specific configuration.
But the reality
because it
of
uses
it
Wi-Fi direct,
for
so it
me
creates a
is
direct
much
Wi-Fi
more
connection.
complicated.
We're
and
getting
more difficult.
we're getting other.
We're working here some. I think whoever Leah you're talking to.
Can sometimes cause interference with your Wi-Fi network.
Yeah,
Okay, we're hearing your folks.
Nothing's coming through for me bad.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Is that us? Or are we on another channel?
I'm pretty sure that's
I know,
Leah.
right?
Okay. Like even the quality when I actually change it to actual good quality.
Okay, we can still hear background.
I used to watch it at 144.
Yeah.
Sean, we can hear you.
We can hear you guys.
Can somebody chat that? I don't know how to write in the chat. I don't know if we can.
I got it.
See if that helps.
Thank you. I think they got it.
Yeah, seems
They've
like
been
it.
muted. All right. Yeah, that's all right.
right.
Julie had this. All right. We're good.
Okay, go ahead.
So back to the camping here. It, like I said, the idea of it sounds great, sounds relaxing. You're outdoors in nature, but for me, I mean, as a kid, I went camping several times, whatever, no big deal. I did try to go camping one time with our little Girl Scout troop. And actually, my husband and I rented a little what do they get it? Oh my God. The RV with the toy hauler. There we go. That has the huge ramp that comes out in the back. But it is extremely steep. So we doubled up with a portable ramp to make it easier for those who were helping me get up on it. And it was great and all of that. But there was one cemented section where, had the picnic tables and blah, blah, blah. But all around there, we were at Hamala Beach, and it was, there was a lot of sand and soft dirt. So I was stuck in that cement square. If I needed to go get something or whatever back from the RV, I couldn't because of the darn ramp. And if there was nobody at that moment to push me up, I couldn't do it. And on top of that, I got sick. So it wasn't a fun adventure for me.
Yeah, I haven't been able
But
to
I
go
gave
to
it a try. I gave it a try. And that's the
I'm
thing. I
involved
think
with
I was
Red Fox as well.
way
And so,
more
like, I've been trying to
adventurous.
go to Camporee with them, but like I can't because it's like always at the beach, and like I can't do sand.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, that is why I would say look at the state park. I mean, I don't. Sand is my nemesis. Deep dirt. Even with whatever you have, once those front wheels or your back wheels are stuck in dirt, you're like, "Hi, I'm stuck." In fact, when I was camping at Leo Carrillo, we were trolling people who had left wood in their they leave and they're leaving gone. And I went into a site and I was texting everybody, hello, I'm in site 71 stuck, hello. And 10 minutes later, I'm in site 71 and I'm stuck in the sand. And that sucks. There I will just say, and I know I'm promoting El Capitan, which I don't even think is open right now because they're doing repairs, but the state campgrounds, they have the bathrooms. Like, I'm not going to go camping to a place that doesn't have accessible bathrooms. Yeah. And the ADA sites are near the bathroom, and it's all, there's no dirt. You like where the site is, you go to the road and the road goes to the bathroom. So it's all cemented to get from the site to the bathroom. Good. And so I always make sure when I'm going to camping that I am at a campground that has that cement and that access pathway so that I am not stuck just in the site, or calling people like, hey. And I think that that's really important is, again, you said it at the beginning, Michelle, research, right? And look at other people's reviews and talk to other people about what's out there. Because, Mickie said she went camping in a tent when she was 8 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
That's some hubris out there. That would be also
absolutely.
It is. I love nature and the outdoors, but you can do it for the day and you can do it in your own backyard. But even hotels that say they're accessible are not.
May not be. No.
Damn high beds that people have decided that, like, hey, high beds make us look fancy. It's like high beds make you look, make like your toilet is this high and your bed is this high. It's did you just look at that and think about it? And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. And the whole thing
is, it's like, it's not just us who complain about the beds. There's a lot of elderly people who love to travel, and they reserve the handicap rooms as well. You've got an older person without great balance or whatever trying to hop up on bed, or I guess they literally have to slide down it to get down to the floor. One place I went to, they said, I asked, so how do elderly people do it, And they're like, we give them a step stool. Oh my God. It's that is, an accident waiting to happen there, just a loose little footstool and you have nothing to hang on to. And that, that's not the solution. So it's not just the wheelchair people that are complaining about the high beds.
No, high seats, high bar seats. A lot of people don't like them. It hurts their back. Again, I have scuba dived, snow skied, horseback ridden, and predominantly with organizations that know. So if you want to surf, I did surfing. What is the surf organization out there? Everybody, he's a surfer, broke his back. And he has an organization that takes people out surfing, and they have everybody that's somebody out there knows that organization. My brain is
Life
old.
rolls on, right? No,
Life,
life rolls
yeah,
on.
no,
Yeah.
live. Is it
And
like
there
yeah?
are a
Life rolls
lot of
on.
other, a lot
It
of
is life rolls on.
trips and things that through Casa Colina. I know that Julienne just went deep sea fishing with the group. I was supposed to be on that trip, but I got bumped off. So I'm going in July.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, I saw pictures and all of that, and it just looks wonderful. And they definitely have a lot of experience planning excursions for people with disabilities. So I figure it's a safe enough adventure to partake in. Yeah, these are a picture of Julienne out there on the boat. I guess we dock out of Long Beach, and it just goes out about, maybe they said 4 or 5 miles. So it's, it's far enough and long enough for a first time trip. And that's the thing. If you're, gonna do some big adventure, if there's a way for you to like kind of test out or give yourself a little trial run before you go, give it a shot and see, instead of going out for a whole day thing, try to do like an hour and see how things go for you, just out without all the amenities you have from home. That's me and my daughter at the Volcano National Park on the Big Island in Hawaii, and beautiful little trails there. But that's the place that had the area where you went down and you could see a part of a volcano, because they kind of dug down on it. But I did not go down because it had the steepest concrete ramp I had ever seen. And it was drizzling and wet. So no number of people could have convinced me to let them, bring me down or, back up. Cause no.
I
So
would have been down
safety
there in a
first,
heartbeat.
always.
You know me, not me.
I know.
I'm like this. I will go
If it wasn't
down. I
drizzling,
will
that
do
would be
it.
a different thing. But but the wet ground was not.
Yeah,
good.
no, it is. I mean, again, try it out. But organizations, Triumph has ski trips every year you can sign up for.
Absolutely.
And you're going with people. So I learned to scuba dive. I'm a PADI certified scuba diver, but I would never go scuba diving without people that know how to scuba dive with disabled people, right? Because there is a
Absolutely.
difference, right? I do horseback riding, although I do horseback riding anywhere, but they never want to let me go. But I trained horseback riding with Strides and with the other organizations to learn how to ride. And if you're Vivian, a horseback riding so great, moves your hips like you're walking. Mexican saddles, they just stick you in there. They're so high, they have such a high horse and a high back that you're really just sort of stuck in there. And they're great if you want to go on the beach. Like the reason I love horseback riding is you can ride right on the beach, right? And they're leading you. And that's been amazing. I think the other thing I want to say is know your body. So I was in Cozumel with my best friend when we were scuba diving with a group out of Denver. That was a trip that they organized. And we went on one of these excursions. I wanted to go horseback riding so I could go through the jungle, which I can't do with my chair. And that was like, we really only want the 20-minute excursion, right? They just decided like, no, we're going to take you all. And it was 100 degrees. I'm sweating. I got like so hot. I'm like, I literally could not ride back. They had to bring a truck in to get me. And I kept telling them, like, I get you want to give me the extra special. You're so excited. You're giving me this experience, but I know my body and I know what I can and can't do. It's like you with that ramp. You have to know your comfort level and assertive.
Absolutely.
You have to be assertive or you're going to end up, getting hurt. And I think that was the first time my friend really understood, like, holy shit, this really affects you in different ways other than mobility. And you're like, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Vivian, you were about to say something and I think I cut you off.
I don't think so. No, I was just like agreeing with you about what you were saying mostly.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know how, like there was adaptive horse riding and stuff like that. How does it work to like get on the horse?
They help you, or they have a ramp. So in the and there is Ride On. I don't know if you're here in the Valley, but Ride On is an organization here in the San Fernando Valley that does adaptive horseback riding and chariot riding. And so they normally have a ramp that they push you up at the same height as the horse, and then they help you get on the horse. And then they have sidewalkers with you. So if you're worried about, if I start to fall, they have 2 people, 1 on each side, that walk with you with the horse. So if you start to slide or something, or you can't hold yourself up, they help you, keep you from falling off the horse, which is nice.
Unfortunately, where I'm located, I'm like too far from every single thing, pretty much. Because I'm in LA. I'm in LA County, but like I'm closer to Orange County, like so.
Okay, but there are some Orange County ones too. There are a couple of organizations.
Yeah, I know there
Absolutely.
are. They're just generally also like an hour away, an hour more south.
Yeah. Or the other. Absolutely.
We have to get Triumph and maybe get some horses out to the Triumph Sports Camp. Like, see if
that
they can
would be really cool. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, just get. I mean, it's so good for balance, and it also moves your hips and your legs like you're walking, so it keeps you your flexibility, which is great. Allie says they're going camping on our west of Tyrol coast. If y'all want to test it out, let them know. So we'll look at that. The lap stacker. Yeah, Allie, I think they need to sponsor me too, because I swear by it, except my magnets broke and I haven't I'm sure they'll replace them. It takes me forever to get shit done.
Yeah.
But
I actually just
you just put a carabiner in it. So if you put a carabiner in one side, then you can still use it. It takes a little more finger stuff to put them together, but the carabiner is it still makes it work, right? And so if I'm going to be using it a lot that day, carabiners to one side, and then you can slip the other side through it.
Because the problem I have is that the little triangle pieces keep coming off.
Go ahead. It keeps coming off, right? It keeps popping off the thing.
Yeah,
mine did that too.
Being loaded into cars, I almost lost a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put the carabiner on one side and a ring on the other, and then you can put it, and then it doesn't come off at all. I mean, it's not as quick to snap as the magnets, but you can. Man, I carry suitcases and 8 things on my lap with it. Yeah.
Good.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, Ben Tipton just mentioned that he has a horse riding company that has a lift that can help you get up on that. So we'll have to look up Ben Tipton's place, for any horseback riding you want to try out. Yeah, a lift is certainly always safer, but unfortunately, a lot of places don't have it. So you just have to go with the flow there. And Julienne just posted a couple of adaptive travel sites. John Morris's Wheelchair Travel and Curb Free with Corey Lee. I have seen Curb Free with Corey Lee. He does some great videos about, trips and where he travels and accessibility and all of that. So he has a lot of information to share. And Mickie just shared Wheel the World as another source for accessible travel. Yeah. And that's the thing, I think, when you're traveling to other countries or, maybe other states that have planned tours and all of that. As Ellen said, know your body. I can do a half-day excursion, getting on and off and doing it, but maybe the whole day is something that it's just too much for me, depending on the weather and where you're going and all of that. And the biggie, don't forget your sunscreen. That's a big one. Ladies who like to wear sandals or kind of open shoes, the tops of your feet burn very easily. So I can not recommend using that sunscreen and keeping it with you so you can apply it throughout the day. And the water, don't leave your water behind. Bottled water, especially if you're in a different country or even a different state, their water might not agree with you. So if you can get some bottled water with you, 9 out of 10 times it's probably better for you to prevent any GI issues. So that's a biggie. And as a backup, always, take some medication, take extra supplies, take whatever it is that you need to be out and be comfortable, and that you can meet your needs when you're out and about. All right. All right. Okay.
Sorry, I'm sharing a link with Sean to my photos because I don't think I ever gave him the actual link.
Oh,
No,
no
that was
worries.
no, I sent that to, so another place is Orbido Travel. If you're going to Greece or any of the a couple of sites over in Europe, they are a new travel organization, and let me tell you, they videotape. So they actually go to every site that they recommend and they videotape it. So not only do
Oh wow.
you have what that hotel
Yeah,
says, you
that's
actually get to see a
great.
video of the room, and they'll say, yes, we have a ramp, and they'll show you a ramp that's like this, just so
Yeah,
that you know, if you're like, okay, I can do a ramp like that
exactly.
because I'm traveling with my husband, or I can do this because I'm traveling with that.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you check them out. Orbido Travel, but they're gonna come and try to do the US and to do some same sites there as well, which I think is exciting. I love the fact, because I was looking for a place in Greece to stay, like an Airbnb, if I was going to go back, and they had like the apartments, like, and like the videos, not just pictures, but an actual video of somebody in a chair going through, or somebody
Wow,
deaf.
that's
What do they
great.
have for that? So it's
Yeah,
really exciting that they have that, and they want to come map the US and do a couple of sites in the US,
yeah,
because again, I just stayed at a hotel, and they asked for a shower bench because I got that ADA room with a handheld
yeah,
shower. And what did they bring me? That damn little seat with no back that
yeah.
sits in the
That
tub.
doesn't
I'm like,
work.
let me just kill myself
Absolutely not.
now trying to transfer over. Like,
Yeah,
that is just, you just gave me the lawsuit chair, is what I tell them
there
all
you
the
go.
time. And so, yeah, like pop for the $60 on Amazon to get the transfer bench with the tubs out. And they're like, oh,
Exactly.
we never thought of that. Like, oh,
Absolutely.
what? I
Yeah.
mean, why can't you just sit over there? I'm like, because it's a foot and a half transfer, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
old, and
And there's
it,
no back and nothing to hang on to transfer over.
right.
Yeah. Is that you, Vivian?
Yeah, these are some. I didn't want to interrupt, but these are some of
No,
the
no.
pictures of me at the Triumph Adaptive Sports Festival. Not this year, but the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do the wheelchair mech stuff, archery. I love archery.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
also
fun.
did like the hockey sort of thing. Like field hockey. Those are all like super fun. I hadn't like been able to exercise like that intensely since I've been in
Yeah.
my chair. Like it's been hard to like get my body moving and to like actually work up a sweat. Like it's something I hadn't been able to do. Like I've been going to physical therapy, but like it wasn't challenging. But this was very challenging and it was very fun.
Great.
I was sore a little bit afterwards, but I really enjoyed it.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. So any other tips and tricks? I don't know. We've got several pictures that are popping out. I guess one of the most adventurous things I've done, and quite scary, we had an outing at CSUN, and on campus they have set up a zip line, what would you call it, platform.
Yep.
And I tried it. I went for it, and it was scary, but it was really cool and exhilarating when you go down. I mean, it wasn't very high, I don't know, 25 feet up in the air or something like that. And, went down a short distance, but I've heard of a lot of people, going on trips and saying, I want zip line. I want a zip line. And I guess one of the biggest issues when you're out in nature is that it's typically high up on a mountain somewhere. And then aside of that, there's typically a tower that you have to climb that's high enough for you to go down. So that's definitely something to consider if you want to see how your body's going to do. I know Walter has zip line down downtown Las Vegas. And that's maybe a fun first time to try, because they do have an elevator that does take you up. And if
Oh, I
you're,
didn't know that.
willing and able, to get in the harness, and then you just have your people waiting below with your wheelchair so that you can get out. So, for any first time
That's super cool. I would love to visit line.
zip line, yeah.
Zip lining is
people. That's
awesome. I used to in Big Bear. I used to do it, and they would
nice.
belay you up. And the one thing I learned, if you're ever getting in a harness to belay and you have
Yeah.
a spinal or you're in the chair, make sure that they don't just leave your legs hanging, but that you use an extra sling to keep you in a seated position. Because if not, you're suddenly in a standing position. Your body's hanging below. All your blood rushes down, and you can pass out. If you
And it's
remain, the
pulling you
thing that
down.
yeah, and if you remain where they put an extra harness underneath your knees and keep you sitting, you
Yeah.
avoid passing out halfway up the belay system. But zip lining is amazing. I got to try, Walter. I'm going to talk to you about that Vegas trip because that would be amazing. Like it is like
Yeah.
flying and anything. And God knows I love my chair. It is freedom. Like
Yeah.
people that, like, oh, I don't want to go into a wheelchair. I should be walking. I'm like, yeah, it takes you an hour and a half with your walker to get across 20 feet. Like if you were in a chair with the right
Yeah.
equipment, you could live your
Yeah.
life. Like really standing up is not that so,
And you
it's not that
conserve
big
your
a deal.
energy for fun, not just
Yes,
trying to
that's
get
what
there.
I was just telling somebody that conserve your energy for fun. Like, if it gets, why do you think able-bodied people are using scooters to get across campus? Right? Because it conserves their energy and they get it done faster so
Absolutely.
they can enjoy what they're doing. Julianne says don't forget about Dive Heart. Dive Heart is an amazing organization. I haven't gone out with them. I went to an organization that does great trips in Colorado because that's where I learned to scuba dive is through them. But Dive Heart, I keep wanting to hook up with them. I need to go get I'm not going back into the ocean without retraining. But the thing that I fell in love with when I was in Atlantis, was snorkeling, and it was made. I didn't, get a beach wheelchair, and then you have to have two people help you get from your chair into the water. But once you're in that water, if you can use your hands, you just get deep enough that your knees aren't scrapping, and you put the snorkel on. And I could stay there for hours because
how nice.
it was beautiful. Snorkeling is such an amazing opportunity, especially if you're in warmer waters, because the worlds are just different worlds. Is so amazing. And you have control of your body, whereas scuba diving, it's a little more risk when you're start to go up too fast or, that's why I wouldn't go with people that didn't know, like that wouldn't be watching me because if I started to panic. So I think that's Mickie said she broke her knee surfing with Life Goes On. I mean, every day you can rent there. So there I am scuba diving in Cozumel. It
very
was
cool.
incredible. I loved it. I mean, scuba diving is being in a whole new world. It is it incredible to be able to do it. And it's one of the things you have to keep doing it. So you remind yourself you can, right? So this is the thing. As you get older, you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. You can start out little, like Michelle said, like perfect advice. Go for a day trip, go for an hour trip, and then go. This is on a cruise. I always just love messing around. That was a cruise I did to Cozumel. I was doing Princess Cruises. I did their ad campaign with them. So it was a free trip. And it was really awesome because the excursions, they didn't want to, the excursions, which are rarely ever really accessible, and they didn't want to promote me in any of the excursions because they were afraid then people will expect it to be accessible. So while everybody else was working, me and my best friend were off like partying all day in all the places all the cities, because they're like, we can't film you. So that's up in Yosemite. And with my power assist, I was at that kind of ground is easy to get through and get up into the trees. And it is amazing. And I will say, getting out there and doing it and challenging yourself a little bit each day. So there's our Euro van, our beautiful little Euro van. And you can see that the ramp is tight, but it's not super steep. And we just wheel me up there when I get ready to bed. And then we pop it out and just drop it on the ground and shut the door at night. Trying to figure out a way to create something that would make it fold up that I could get in and out, but we haven't found that yet. We do have a different ramp now that is 2 ramps, so it's way longer. And I think I can maybe do that one with my power assist, but we haven't tried it out. But it makes a nice difference to have the van. I know lately because I do have a power assist on my chair. And it makes life easier when I need to go fast. But I've realized that what if it breaks down, right? So this last month, I have been wheeling when I walk my dog, because I walk my dog twice a day. I have been wheeling without the battery in it. So
Oh,
I've been pushing a 75-pound chair, and today I did 2, I mean, for half my walk, so I get my workout
yeah.
in, and my daughter was like, "Why are you doing this, Mom?" I'm like, "Well, what if it breaks down, right? I have to remember, like,
Be
how do
able
I
to,
help myself? I'm not gonna hurt myself. It's exercise. If it feels like it's too much, I'll stop, but I
yeah.
we can become reliant on things, and we
Hmm.
need to remind ourselves that we still can figure out. So always have a plan B, and if you can push your body to do a little bit more, push your body to do a
Absolutely.
little bit more, and if you can't, then know who you can call, right? Know who is
Absolutely.
to be with, because I think that that's
You look
important.
for a kind face that
Huh?
comes by. I said, you
Yes.
look for a kind face that comes by. Excuse me, King.
You try stuff, you figure out what works and what doesn't. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
glitches just are part of life, and some people
absolutely.
are really helpful and some people are total assholes.
Hmm.
They don't
Yeah.
like disabled people and they don't wanna help them, they don't wanna
Hmm.
accommodate you. Then why would you wanna go to that place, right? When they're looking
Exactly.
at you and don't want, like, making a big thing. And and again, this is I just read this article and I ended on having to apologize. Like, I realized when I was somewhere, I was like, oh, sorry, because I feel like I'm taking up too much space. I'm like, fuck that, right? I want to own this, that your space should be big enough that I don't have to apologize for who I am. I don't have to
Absolutely.
apologize for needing
Absolutely.
an accessible table. And even after 42 years, I feel myself trying to make other people comfortable. And it's like,
Yeah.
when are you going to try to make me comfortable? And I mean, I think I don't want to be rude about it, but I think that having that attitude is that together we can find a solution. And I don't need to apologize,
Absolutely.
and you don't need to apologize
Yeah.
if we're both working towards the same end. And that, working together can you can end up doing a lot of things. Zip
Yeah.
lining, getting up that little flight of stairs, getting off an airplane with the pilot instead of just sitting there bitching that the
Yeah.
people aren't there yet. Find creative solutions and they'll unfold. I think that is my advice for travel and
Yeah.
adventure, but really go to the people who
Absolutely.
have done it, right? Look in YouTube, look at Curb Free with Corey, um, look at Wheel the World, look at Orbido, look at Triumph when they do organizational things, because I think
Yeah.
they've done this. And if you go with like Triumph, there's 100 people that have done it. Like, Vivian, you did this
Absolutely.
camp and you got to push
Yeah.
yourself, right? And there's
Yeah.
100 other people that have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of tourism boards for different countries a lot of times offer information, helpful information for disabled travelers as far as maybe suggesting places that would be more accessible for you to go to, which is really good. And as much information as you can gather before you go there, I think is just key to everything. And
Yeah.
the thing about apologizing to people, yeah, I know it happens. We're always saying we're sorry, but we deserve to be there as much as the next person, regardless of how much space that we take. It is easier for them to jump over us or go around us or find a different route than it is for us to move and clear this space. So don't apologize for being. You're a
Yeah.
customer, you're a consumer, you're paying just like everybody else. And if you're in the way, well, too damn bad. Wait till I can do something about it.
Yeah. No. And
So
it
it's
takes
just,
a card.
yeah. I mean, and you're another person. You're not just a thing that's sitting there, in the way, like the ginormous planter that they put right in the middle of the lobby or whatever it is. You're
In
a
front of
human being.
handicap button.
There you
Right,
go, right?
right in front of the
Yes,
button to open the doors. You're like, are you serious?
absolutely.
Or the accessible part of the bar
Yeah.
where they
Oh,
now have
yeah.
the cash register and
All the
flowers, right?
dirty glasses.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
The
that what
that's a
that's
good
for?
place. Yeah.
stripe section.
Any other place? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I
So
think our
be
time is
there,
up. Maybe
take your space, and have a good time, and have fun. Most of all.
Memories Travel is an accessible travel company who's run by Christy Durso. She knows a lot, which is great to know. Thank you. We popped it in there too. I think that we're about done with time today, just because I
Absolutely.
feel like we're starting to glitch again. Vivian, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us so much.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys are great, and we truly appreciate all you do for the community and for helping keep this show on air. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. And
thank you all again. I think I'm back on, but I don't know if anybody else is. We'll see you next Thursday in July. If anybody's listening, I'm on the air. It still says I'm in the broadcast. So again, mobility professionals, urology professionals, love you guys. Appreciate all y'all that come in and hang out with us. We'll see you in July. It is not the 4th, right? It's anybody know what we are?
let's see.
We'll just
We
get
got
it out
it.
there. First is July 3rd. Yeah,
July
I
3rd.
think we'll be going on July 3rd. Even if you're on vacation,